Hey, so as you could see, this is a long video. You don't have to view it all in one go or anything. You could take as long as you want. This video is just gonna be for you and me. It's not open to the public unless you share the link. So only the people with the link can see it. So feel free to use the comment section to just ask questions or whatever. Like the very first thing I noticed is that you got the inspiration tree as secondary. That's okay, but I personally don't like it. I think there's better ones in I don't know what it's called. The green one. So Soraka is just super. She's like a hyper carry basically, with her heals, of course. There's one tree or the one rune in the green tree. I forget what it's called, dude. Called Revitalize, and that thing will give you more heal and shield power basically. And so that's really good on Soraka. That's like super good. So I literally, that's like why you go that tree. But if you like this better, then you can go ahead and do that. Like that's fine. But I personally do Font of Life, which is like in the green tree. There's a little shield picture. That's Font of Life, and then Revitalize, which is like there's this little like yellow dude that's there. But these are okay. The runes you have are fine. Biscuit Delivery. I don't know if you took it. I think especially this rune setup is especially good against these two because they're just gonna bring a lot of damage. So it's whatever. I just prefer something else, but that's up to you. One thing I noticed that's gonna like persist throughout the whole game is you're really far back. Now the problem is, because I know people tell you like, oh, Soraka, she just like heals people and she's like super defensive, but you gotta be aggressive. It's just weird. I know a lot of people think of Soraka as this heal bot, so you just hang back and heal. But she's better played more offensively. Think of it this way, you know? Think of how much you gain from hitting people and how much you gain from not doing that, right? From not doing it, you gain literally nothing, you know? And yeah, like I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you saw that just now, but hold up. There's a lot of things happening, so we gotta take it like slow. Solution does this, push out the wave, you stay where you are, and Solution is a little scared to walk up, right? Because the new middle of the lane isn't here, it's like down here now. But I guess Lucian's scared to walk up since you didn't do it. If you walked up here, Lucian would definitely walk up with you. But since you kind of stayed, then he's like, okay, well, we'll just hang back. You do, but like you could have done this at the start, because Pantheon is, he's melee and Draven has CS to catch. So this is a little window for you to abuse your range, your Q, and your auto attacks. And even if you take damage, your Q will heal you. So this is like prime time, like your time to shine. At level 1, you win this. Unless they go like super hard in, like all in. Oh, you did take a stun. Then whatever. Then if you get stunned by this, then you get stunned, you Q him, and then you just auto attack him as he walks away. That's it. Or if he's not leaving, then you Q, auto attack, walk away, and you just hide away, you know? Which is walk, auto. But if he's walking away, then you just chase him down with your auto attacks. You win that exchange. He'll hit you for 60 damage, like it's not bad. You might take a Draven Axe, but he's gonna miss CS, and Lucian's here with you, like it's not gonna be that bad a fight. But you standing out here, you opt out of that fight. But on top of all those things like damage wise and health wise and minion wise that you might gain or might make them lose, you also gain all of this, literally all these things. Tribute, you'll gain your money. Summon Airy, you'll gain more damage, and Mana Flow, you'll gain mana. You know? Yeah, that's about it. That's all you gain. Like you work towards getting a kill by doing it, so that would work on the boots too. Like you gain a lot, you know? So, but you constantly opt out of fighting, so that's a problem. So I know people call like, oh, Healbot Soraka. She's not. She pokes a lot. So don't be afraid to spend some health to just fight. And that you do that a lot. You Q the minion wave. You're not supposed to get the CS. You get your money by attacking them. Like don't do this. That's it. That's for your AD carry. Plus, not only that, but you also push the wave. So this wave, because you did that, it's gonna push more, and so it'll. If they didn't do anything to it, the minions will kind of end up here. and you know that opens you up to a gank. So try to avoid that, but obviously if you're fighting, then it's gonna happen. Luckily for you, they do kind of push it back. But yeah, you shouldn't be. You worry a lot about minions. This is not your job. You're doing an AD carry's job, where you worry about the minions. Your job is literally just these two. This is it. Fuck everything else. These two and like the jungler and like Vision. Don't worry about the minions. This is not on you. You like don't worry about it at all, unless it's like under tower, or unless you have like no opponents here. Then you're like, okay, should we try to set up a freeze or some shit? But for the most part, even up to like way high elo, you cannot worry about minions and you'll do fine as a support. You have other things to worry about, and you don't look at things like that. See, like right here, I don't know why you're so far back. He wants the CS, right? So there's an you should be like around here, throwing an auto attack, and then when he backs up to catch his axe or whatever, I don't know why he's not spinning the axe, but when he backs up like this, as everyone does, you throw a Q. Because if he doesn't back up and he auto attacks you, like no matter what, he'll get hit by the Q. But if he does auto attack you, then your Q will heal you. You know what I mean? So you're just way far back. General rules, you should be like parallel with your AD carry. Like look at these two. I know Pantheon is melee, but that's regardless. Look at him. Walks up in front of his AD carry. Parallel walks up. You know, while you're constantly behind. And that's the problem because you have range to abuse. There's no reason why you should be scared of these two. I know they're like seen as scary champions, but right now they're not a threat. So you should be looking to fight. At least like take little fights, little trades. See, like right here, this happens, you just like run. You're like hanging out. Throw an auto attack. You only ever Q. Okay, you did one auto attack. Good job. They could have thrown at least 2 more, I think, in that little exchange. And maybe that could have 2 auto attacks more would have been. You probably would have triggered Airy twice in there because you're so like close to each other. So you would have gotten a decent bit more damage. I don't know how much Airy does at the moment, but if do that like constantly throughout lane, you'll get a lot more damage. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like you Q and then you back up. Like there's no reason to back up. They're slowed by your Q. So they'll have a harder time like getting to you and getting away from you. So you have to like lay on the pressure here after a Q. You don't back up. Or you shouldn't back up unless there's a specific reason to. And as you see, since you're not pressuring them, Pantheon can just kind of walk up and jump on your AD carry. I don't know if you've heard of Core JJ. He's a professional support player. He has a YouTube channel, and last I checked, he was doing a how to play support series, like specifically in lane. Lane is super important to any player, but like super especially important to supports. So you need to step up. But basically, Core JJ, the main concept I think that he explains in his videos is like lane positioning. Remember when I said when you got to be like parallel, like these two, with your AD carry? The point of doing that is that you form this triangle where there's 2 of you and then 1 of the opponent. You backing up a lot constantly makes that triangle for the enemy, right? You know what I mean? You need to step up and try to look for this kind of positioning towards them. You know, you need to find a way to catch someone out. So there's 2 sources of damage incoming towards 1 target. And they do that to you a lot because you're off running away. Your auto attacks hurt. Like that's why you leash for your jungler, right? Because your shit hurts. Not because there's 2 of you, but just because there's, yeah, it hurts. So you need to lay on damage. Like, yeah, check that out. I don't know, did you see that? Let's take a look at the Draven. Take a look at his health here. Okay, right here. 625. You do a Q, auto, Airy. He's at half health. Lucian didn't do too much in that fight. I think he did 2 autos, you did a Q and auto. He's at half health, just like that. You could have been doing this like since you got to lane, and you don't, you know? And I know the game like just started. But you could have gotten this advantage a lot earlier. Especially with their positioning, they were just up. You know, and then it fucking wouldn't matter if the Pantheon jumped you. If Pantheon wasn't this health and he jumped you, he would die. So you'd want to have him jump you. Lucian got half health, but there was such a big commitment from the Pantheon to cause this. You literally just Q auto, and you did the same amount of damage as that Pantheon. So you need to take note of your damage output and put it to good use. So imagine like a big circle. Just try to burn Soraka's Q range into your memory. It's about here, plus like the outer edge of the circle. So instead of here, it'd be like. Just try to burn that into your mind. That's about the range you should stand from your opponent. You know, at pretty much all times, if you can. Unless there's a certain reason not to, right? Unless there's like a Blitzcrank and there's no minions between you, then you get out of there or something, right? But otherwise, you keep them within at the very edge of this, because then they don't know if you're gonna do it, if you're not, whatever. Not hitting the button is like threatening them, right? Because then they're just wondering, when's it coming? When's it coming? And sometimes they feel safe, like, oh, well, if she's not gonna throw it, then I could just get the CS. And then that's when you like auto Q, auto, whatever, and you beat them down for it. Sometimes you throw it, sometimes you don't, but you need to keep them at that range, and you don't. You only walk up when you have a Q, and then you back off immediately after. And you give up a lot from that. Like right now, you guys hit level 2 first. That's supposed to be a big power spike. That's supposed to be like, ooh, like time to fuck people up. I don't know if you've seen it, but in pro play, literally people hit level 2. Not even like before they even hit level 2. These two would be backing off, and you guys would be walking up, and you guys would be here, and these guys would be like back here in pro play. That's how fucking serious level 2 can be. You know, you put like 0 pressure in your level 2 just based off your positioning. Also because you did take W, which normally you don't. Normally you take E. Because Lucian, I'm sure he's got potions. He can heal. It's whatever. He shouldn't be taking mass damage, you know? So heal level 2, that's bad. Unless it's like you absolutely need it. But generally just take E level 2, just trust me on that one. Like you don't need the heals that bad, and level 3 is not that far away. But yeah, you need to just press your advantages a lot more. Like that. This is, I don't know if you were aiming for the Pantheon, or because it looks like you're just going for the minions. But this is not doing anything. This is not helping your lane at all. Like look, Draven especially, and like he hurts like hell, but you can easily catch him out. Like right here, see this? He's looking for it, right? Or if not now, then he is gonna soon. Yeah, like that. Something, a Q like that, that's better. But you need to see like what this guy's gonna do. So he should have looked for that one, right? Since these two are over here, you need to be like over here. You can't pressure this one, but this would be the triangle. This would be an opportunity. Since if you were in position, you could fuck this kid up. And if you took E first or E second, you could Q here, E like back here, and then auto. Pretty much, and he'd be super fucked. He would probably get snared, maybe not. Okay, maybe he wouldn't have gotten snared, but if he would, like, he could have gotten snared and just take eaten autos like for days, or he would have to back up and then go back, like back up, wait out your E, and then come back, all while being slowed by your Q, and taking damage from both you auto attacking and the abilities and Lucian's everything. Like that's how you win lane, dude. That's a support's job right there. This is the things you gotta look out for. But you being way back here, do you see the difference in like if you were here like this positioning versus you like this is positioning? If your camera was like centered on you, like yeah, you being here, like this is what you gotta do, what you gotta see, not like way back here. Like what are you looking at back here? You know what I mean? Okay, so right here, yeah, something like that. That's good. That's good, but why are you running? You know, like that's why he jumped, because triangle, boom, boom, boom. He's a little off, but whatever, it's triangle. If you queued there and then walked up into like this bush, they would not be doing this. I can pretty much guarantee that. You need to like be there for the fights, my dude. You're playing reactively, and that's bad. What I mean by playing reactively is you just like you sit there like a sitting duck, and shit just happens to you, and you're like, oh, guess I gotta deal with this now. That's like what bad players do. This is the kind of shit that happens. You need to like be there for your AD carry, because he's trying to, even if he didn't want to fight, he has to step up for the minions. So you need to step up with him. But you have ranged abilities, you have a lot of damage this early in the game. Your like supports are strong early on, and Soraka only gets stronger as the game goes on. So you need to like step up and fight. I know people call supports like, ooh, it's a babysitter role, but like, fucking we fight a lot, dude. Yeah. Meh. I mean, at least you tried. I'll give you that one. Like here, like hold that position. Stand here. Stand here. Like threaten this. You need to be in this bush. Make them waste the ward, and then push up later, and then stand here, and then they're like, oh shit, I don't have a ward for that one. Right? You know, it's like. So basically, remember how I told you how you need to remember Soraka's Q range, and that's where you should keep people at a distance. Same shit applies to AD carries, to fucking any champion. But ADKs will typically want them at auto attack level. Your fucking Q is longer than Draven's auto attack, and he's not even looking for you. He has minions to watch out for. So fucking pressure that. You win that, like, in every way. You win it by outranging them and because you heal the damage back. This is like such a win for you, but you're opting to lose. Did you see that? Look. Things are fine and dandy, and then when you walk up, they're like, oh, fuck that. Even Pantheon, he's way back there, and he's like, fuck that. And he backs up. Look. You're over there. These two, they're around like here. When you're back there. You walk up, they move out and away. Like back and away. You walk into the bush, Pantheon's out of there. You see that? You miss the Q spent, Pantheon kind of walks back in. Yeah, like there's no reason why you should be autoing the minions here. You need a. This is what the Pantheon's doing here. He's trying to put pressure. That's why he walks up and risks taking a hit. He's not scared to fight. Because he'll try to get an advantage, but you're not. You know what I mean? Like right there. That's a huge button Draven just threw off for no reason. Getting that, it's like 80 some damage. And a misplacement. Like, that's kind of big. You need to punish that. Throw an auto, throw a Q. But you don't do anything. Okay, you do something, you just do it late. You could have done it since before, and you could have autoed him as he was running. You could have gotten 1 or 2 more hits in. And, I mean, just like a minute has passed since you entered lane, and there's so many opportunities you've had to either put on pressure or just hurt the enemy. So, you can see, like, this shit will add up super fast. It's just the same mistake over and over and over and over again. That's basically it. So if you learn to like fix that, then that's like instantly a huge improvement in your play. Fuck it, like everything else. This is the main thing, I think. Like right there. He's obviously trying to get this with his one thing he has here. His one relic, whatever. Disposal war, whatever. I hit him. Doing all this. Right here. Yeah, you got it. Sort of. I don't know what this is. Throw it directly on the man. You keep queuing the minions. I don't know if you feel pressured when you're under tower, but these guys aren't like a poke comp. This is not like Lux or like a Zyra in here, or like a Varus or some shit. These guys are not. They're not gonna fucking touch you under tower. So this is more of an excuse to be aggressive. This ward should not be happening. Because this ward, this should be unwarded on their side. If you played it right and pressure it right, this should be unwarded. I think you're giving up so much pressure that they don't even feel the need to ward this. Because this is effectively their space, but this is because you gave it to them. Because you're not poking and trading with them, you know, trading your health and trading minions for their health. So this, you should be like if you play this correctly, you and Lucian, you could have been here, and Lucian could have been here, and the minion wave would be where it's at right now, and these guys would be just like back here-ish. So your minions would be dying, and they wouldn't be getting. They'd be fighting for experience, not even like fuck the gold. They'd be fighting for experience, and then you would stay here. You would put your ward here, and you would control this area. Right, this is the area where you could auto queue and shit, and they don't want to get hit by it, so they're back here. But because you're fucking back here, this is their area, because they're just, well, she's not participating in lane, so we're just gonna, this is ours, you know, and that's why you feel pressured, like you can't cross this line around here, because, and the reason why I say standing in the bush, because if you auto attack, obviously the minions will turn on you, but you could just auto attack, and as your auto's flying, just move out of the bush, auto hits, walk back in the bush. The minions will just forget about you. So that's why, like, you need to step up and use your bushes and your range to your advantage. This, I don't really agree with. It's so early that, like, Fiddlesticks doesn't even have ult. He's not gonna, this is not a gank that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So I would have saved the ward for, like I said, the bush plays earlier. Like I said, this thing shouldn't be here, it should have been there, and then you guys would have been slowly pushing, and then you could have walked up here and then warded this one, right? That's what these two wards should be for. Because if you keep poking down and like lower this Draven's health even more, the jungler wouldn't even want to come bot lane. Like me, I don't know if I told you this, but I'm a Soraka main, and when I play Soraka, I'm like beating people down to a point where we're like down here and the enemy's just super low. So even if the jungler did come, we would like 2v1 the jungler or some shit, and then these guys would step up while we're fighting, and then we'd just turn around and kill them or something. So when I play Soraka, I'm like pushed up here a lot, and the jungler, their jungler just doesn't come over. It'd be a losing fight, right? I mean, because over here I'd poke like super crazy, but when I'm over here, I don't use my E as much unless unless I feel like it'd be good damage, like it'd be enough damage to make them back like to base or something like that. Otherwise I would save it, so when a jungler does come, or if they do come, then I could save like EQ, and then they might get snared, and then we just get free reign, we can just walk away. That's the kind of plays you could be making, right? So I wouldn't waste the ward on here. This ward is not, it's like an emergency ward, so it's not very good in general. Like, first of all, this ward would be better off over here, but since you can't do it, this is the next best thing. But right now it's not realistic to expect a gank or anything, so this is kind of a waste of a ward. Not only that, but because you took this route, you give up a lot of pressure. But you could walk up to like this crack, just kind of slip in there, and then there's a, if I get full vision, there's this rock in the middle of this waterfall. You stand here, literally just aim your ward, and just click anywhere over the rock, like in this little pocket of area right here. If you do that, the ward will pop up way down here. The important thing about that is it just saves time to just stand here, boom, or stand there, boom. But you walking back there, putting the ward and getting back, that could have gotten your AD carry killed, potentially, depending on the matchup and shit like that. Look at that. He only walked up because he had the Q. But after that, he's like, okay, I got nothing. I have nothing to compete with your range, right? Like, look. Take a note where they're kind of standing. I mean, obviously they just saw this, but you walk up, they back off. This is that kind of interaction, you walking up, them backing off, should constantly happen. This guy isn't because he's probably not paying attention, but like, even then you should, like, fight. You didn't do anything. Alright, you did, super late. You could have Q auto, or QE auto, when he was walking up to get this minion. Maybe Vi could have started walking up, charge Q, flash Q, boom. And he'd be dead. Possibly, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that was, but at the very least, they bought you your space back, the space you should have commanded to begin with. And hey, look at that. You have all the space. You needed this ward for this play to one of the bushes, right? Or there or something. So, yeah, just don't place that ward. At least not this early. Yeah, like why are you so far back? The enemy literally just backed off, and the Draven was low health, so you could expect the Draven to want to back just based off this health alone. So I don't know why you're backing to tower when, I mean, I know it's one minion, but like, try to do something, you know? And hey, if you see this and you're like, oh cool, you should be like, oh cool, the Draven didn't back, so we could bully him. This is when you stop what you're doing, walk over here, and use this bush to your advantage. Like, I don't know what you're going for here. Your advantage is your range and your healing. You don't walk up to the Pantheon. Not that close. You walk into his range. And you just heal, that's all you do. You throw out Q that like isn't realistically gonna hit, and then you back off and heal your AD carry with an unempowered heal. Unempowered from your Q. Like, what is that E? You know, like you see the enemy. I don't know what you're scared of. Are you scared of the fiddlesticks? I don't know what you're like. I don't know what you're doing. You being low on health was a thing that happened over time. It's been 4.5 minutes or so that it took the enemy to whittle you down to this point. You could have been doing the same, and you would have been healing from it. So you shouldn't be in this position against those two. Like, why are you so far back? Fucking. Not even a Varus could hit you at this range. Like a fucking Jin W would. That's about it. A Kaisa W. Like these super ridiculously long range abilities are the only things that would hit you at this range. I don't know what you're so afraid of. Your Vi even warded for you. Like, ugh. This is where you should be. Like, should have been this whole time. Now in here, you could argue like, okay, this is too far up. Being here with this few minions, then that'd be too far up. So, but this line you guys could have held. Like, I don't know what you guys doing. I guess dragon, but these two should have noticed. Like, there should have been a fight here. Also, I think one thing you do is you throw your E first. Don't do that. Try to do the Q. Your Q does so much. It's just better for it. We'll talk about it later though, if it comes up again. Yeah, see, this guy has the right idea. He's like, oh shit, there's a fight? I'm in it. You're like, going back to tower. You're even like heading down this way to your minions. You're like, backing to tower. There's shit to do. But after this wave, you guys should back. That's for damn sure. Right? How much money you got? You got enough. Yeah, look at that. Q. Should have been doing it. Should have been seeing the Vi. That's okay. You need to react faster. You need to react to people's actual clicks, you know, the movement, not to their buttons. You're reacting like super slow when you could react way sooner. Like, you can estimate what people are gonna do. But yeah, like you see, if you were on their team and you saw a Vi with this, like, what do you think she's gonna do? You know? So the instant you saw that, the Pantheon turned around, like, what do you think he's gonna do? So if I was you, I'd literally E on the Vi right here. And then boom, auto Q. Maybe he probably wouldn't have gotten stunned, but like, hey, or snared, but this is the kind of thing like you need to look out for. You need to look out for what your enemy's doing. Also poke here, you're in range. He's in your range. Like literally, if you're scared of him jumping on you, E and then Q. E, Q, walk up. Look how he's running away. Right? He ran away, he's like, I'm out, walk back in, oh I'm out. And then now he's walking back in. That whole time where he's backing out, or backing in, you should have been poking auto and Q and auto. Yeah, like right here. What do you think that Draven's gonna do? Right? Literally just from the 2 frames I showed you. Him just, you know, should have thrown something at there. You should have walked up to here and like, nope, can't do that. Or if not there, then right now when he's about to catch his axe, throw here. Boom. You want, right? You need to threaten your opponents whenever they want to do anything. Just like you did with that Fiddlesticks over here. Or your teammates did, not you. You were over here. Fiddlesticks was like walking here, Lucian was behind him, and Vi was here like fighting him. Like, oh, you want to get Dragon? You gotta get through us, right? Same shit over here. Oh, you want this minion? You gotta get through me. Things like that. You want to catch your axe? You gotta get through me. And that's how you make your money. That's why you probably feel the need to take minions. Like, you almost have as much CS as the Pantheon, but literally the Pantheon's job is to do that with this, right? He literally, like, that's how he gets his money. and he gives it to an AD carry, you're just straight taking it from your AD carry. Like literally, imagine if your AD carry had your 9 CS, he'd be tied. He'd be basically tied with them. Like you, oh. So just so you know, about 13 CS, give or take, is worth 1 kill. That's like 300-ish gold. So you're getting pretty close to taking a kill from your AD carry, dude, and you do it constantly. And that's just the shit you took from him. That's not counting the things you forced him to miss because of your abilities. I mean, your abilities, it happens in skirmishes and fights. That's okay sometimes, but you're just straight using abilities on the minions. So you for sure took over a kill's worth of money from your AD carry. Like right here, remember when I said you should have been like pressuring? You could have had time to ward this, and then the Pantheon being in this bush wouldn't be so scary. Like, dude, where are you? Right, like what is on your screen right now? How do I... Right here, what is on your screen? Compared to, say, the Pantheon. Right, what's on his screen? Everything. You can see that the Lucian wants this. And he's already prepping Q. There it is. He missed, but he was prepping it, right? Because he saw, oh, Lucian wants money. He's gonna eat a Q. You're fucking back here. Like, what are you doing, my guy? Right. So here, situation like this, it is probably a little dangerous to be in this area. Okay? Jungler 6 now, like, it can be dangerous to stand here. So if you don't want to stand there, like, if you feel comfortable standing here and poking, like, that's fine, do it. Like, you could do what I described earlier. Poke him down, push him back little by little, and if the jungler comes, save your E, right? For the jungler specifically. If you don't want to fight in this, like, these conditions, then you could take this time to run over here and put a ward here, maybe put a ward here. This is warding time. See, queuing the minions here, I'd be fine with that, just to push them. So make sure that these guys come here, and then you can like really choose. Like here, there's a moment where you could have like, maybe I could leave my AD carry. But this, I agree with you hitting the minions in this instance because it will shove the minions. So these guys would be, instead of the minions here and these guys here, the minions would be here, and these guys would probably be around here. And that would really buy you enough time to, especially to get like this ward. The one this earlier, this one was probably the ward you were gonna get, but if you push it, if you shove this to tower, then that should buy you enough time to get that. I don't know if your Qs are consistently off. I don't know if you're like panicked when things happen, but like you are fine. Your AD carry will be fine. These people don't hurt that much. It might just be inexperience, but you should constantly be judging people's damage. And if you're not taking many hits, then check out the damage on the minions, you know? Constantly assess people's damage and how much they can do and how much time. And eventually you'll just kind of get a feel for it. You just know, yeah, like right here, the enemy's not here. I would be like, where's my enemy? And I would, first of all, I would have had a ward here, just double check for fiddlesticks. And I'd be like, okay, well, where's my enemy? They sure, I have vision here, so Pantheon or no one walked in here, so I'd walk up here and probably see them backing. Yep. So I don't have to fight them. I just have to see them and be like, okay, that's what you guys are doing. I see you backing, and I can maybe back off if I wanted to, or I could try to poke if I wanted to, or I could see like, are you gonna finish that back, or are you just gonna, you know what I mean? You need to, yeah. I would walk up and be like, what are you guys doing? Oh, Pantheon just back. Time to poke the Draven, right? Trying to shove the wave, poke down the Draven while he's trying to get this. You wouldn't have to do things like that. You wouldn't know because you're standing right here. You know? That's a bad ward. Don't do it. You don't need it right now. Just like think about what you're gonna get from your actions, you know? So if you wanted a ward, you should have found this time would have been a good time to put here and put one there. That would have done a lot more for you than this thing would. And because you put it there, it like takes away your other options, you know what I mean? So you have to really be careful on when you want to do things, but you need to have like a good reason for it. Which is why I'm telling you to poke so much, because you you have range and you have a heal from it, and they're just not that big a threat. And the Pantheon has to overextend to get to you, right? All these reasons are like why you should attack, and like it gets you your money. Pantheon doesn't get money by attacking you, so when he attacks you, he wants a kill out of it. You can deny it by keeping him at range. But same thing kind of applies to wards. Like, what's the point of this ward? What's gonna happen, you know? You'd put this ward if they're pushing and you expect the minions to be around this area, right? Because then Pantheon could walk into this bush and like threaten to throw Qs and shit through there. So that's what that ward would do, but you're crashing into tower and you're probably gonna look to back because you guys have a bunch of money. A decent amount of money, right? There's no reason to have this ward. This ward would have been better anywhere else, up here, or just hold on to it for when you do actually need it for one of the bushes. Also, since I don't know what you're doing over here, like you get money by hitting the tower. You get money, and you prevent Lucian from taking damage here. You autoing the tower would have obviously made it get under the plate health range, whatever. You would have taken plate faster and you would have got money anyway because of this. So basically, because you didn't auto the tower, you don't get as much money, and Lucian has to walk up, eat a ton of minion damage and a tower shot and potentially Draven damage just for the thing. And you didn't get any of that because you're ridiculously far back for no reason. And yeah, you could heal it, but it hurts you. Like, that's not... You should aim to only heal if you hit a Q and then you heal your teammate. That's like when your heals benefit you, right? Like greatly. Like, sure, the heal gives enough health. Sure, it's fine. But it's best if you get the Q heal. So you should let your offense with your Q and E and autos be your defense. So aim for that. You shouldn't be healing people this early on. In fact, I see right now that you have 3 points in your W. You shouldn't be doing that, because that's how poke heavy Soraka is. Even though she's like a hyperscaling healing character, she's so reliant on her poke early on that you actually put more points into your Q. So it should be Q levels 1, 2, and 3 is Q, E, and then W. And then you should get 2 more points into Q. So around this time, these two should be flipped. You should have 3 points in Q, and then after that, start maxing out your W, like all the way to the max. Because that's how great a tool your Q is in lane. Like, that's a lot of damage for just 2 points. 140 plus a slow with good range, and it heals you, and it empowers another one of your abilities. That's insane for one button. That's why you need to put more points into it in lane. But you also need to like take advantage of that powerful button. And you're not going to do that from this range way back there. Okay. So right here, I know your Lucian wants to back. You could back, but I don't know how much money. What are you really going to buy? You have options here, and you have a ward. So you have a lot of options here. You could back, that's fine. You could come ward here, you can ward the dragon, you can ward for your mid. You could try to help whatever's happening, maybe. Probably not, but maybe. You could do something in the river, set something up, set up a future play. Okay, so they want to take one more wave, okay. Here you should back, because he's out of mana. Either back or set up vision. I would do the vision play. That's just so, yeah, like look at this, right? Instead of doing something useful like warding here, warding back there, warding this, warding that, possibly warding this, using this to clear out vision, something. Like, what do you do instead of all that? Let's take a look. And we'll do it double speed, starting, and he's backing. Okay, so right here, you got, what are you gonna do, right? Okay, there's something you could have done. Like, why was that Pantheon there first? Why was he there first? Because he literally just ran down and showed up. Well, you went over and back, and I don't know what you're aiming to do in this jungle. Are you looking to take blue buff right now? I don't understand. Like, there's literally nothing to do in in the jungle, in your jungle. You know, like I understand that you probably don't have a plan and you're just kind of wandering off, but you need to think about these things. You know, what can you do? So this is why people say like, oh, you shouldn't blame your teammates. You should look at what you're doing, because what the hell are you doing? That Pantheon had it made, dude. Look at that Pantheon. He saw like, oh, this motherfucker's overextending way down there. I'm on it. He didn't do anything, but he was on it. You know, you were not. All this, you could have spotted this. Let's take a look. Could have walked up here, warded here, warded there, warded here. So a ward, boom, boom, boom. Would have spotted the Pantheon doing some shifty stuff. You know, maybe if a ward was here and just the sight of Pantheon coming up, a Pantheon with ult walking up, that might have told Zed, if he saw it or if you pinged it or something, like, hey, Pantheon might be ulting. Even if you had no idea about the fiddlestick, like, hey, Pantheon might be ulting. Maybe Zed would have ran to tower, you know. And you could say, oh, Zed's an idiot, he fucking ran to jungle instead. Maybe he ran to jungle because he saw Soraka coming in or something, you know. Who knows? It is reasonable to believe that the Zed would have ran away to tower if he saw Pantheon look into ult, you know what I mean? And whose job is it to do that? Is yours. I'm not saying this is necessarily your fault, but you could have definitely, potentially, prevented this. And this is super big because check that out, right? Now they're looking at Dragon, and now there's 2 of you and there's 3 of them here, 4 of them, because he's gonna push, he's gonna come in, and Lucian's gonna miss a bunch of money if he wants to join this fight. And this fight's 4 versus 3, so this fight's losing anyway. And they get to secure vision from the scuttle. Like, this is such a horrible thing that happened, you know. And you could have helped prevented it by just literally just seeing your AD carry back, like, okay, walk over here, drop a ward, and then stand here back. And now you gotta do all this and be like, okay, are we gonna fuck this up or not? Who's gonna, you know? It's just such a, this is so unreliable. This should be a losing fight. I don't know where the fuck that Malzahar is. This is a losing fight. I don't care what happened. This is a bad play, right? Because better opponents, which you want to face, right? Because you want to climb, or you want to be better. Better opponents will not do this shit. They will fuck your shit up in this kind of situation. I would say they won. They got Cloud. I mean, 2 kills for a Dragon early on. It's okay, but the thoughts and actions leading to this were bad. Everything was bad. It just, they fucked up. And then here, stop trying to take CS, dude. Those are not your minions. Don't take that CS. You took a kill. You took a kill away, finally. Plus whatever you forced your AD carry to lose. Especially early on. That's why laning phase, that's why a large portion of this video is going to be on laning phase. Because shit that happens early on is going to affect the rest of the game. So getting strong now is getting strong forever, for the whole 9 yards, you know what I mean? This is your money. You auto-attacking gets you money from your support item. 15. See that? That's your money. Don't take the fucking CS. You get plates, be happy you get the plates. Technically, I think pro play, they would probably just auto-attack it for your money, and then they'd be backing off. They'd be like, okay, the rest of the plates are your guys' money. Because first tower is already down, so there's no reason to really take this. You make money through making plays, getting objectives, and through wards. Wards will give you a surprising amount of money. Taking shit down, and the money you gain from getting picks and objectives from proper warding, that is a support's money, as well as support items. CS is not yours, dude. You have so many other outlets to get money. You just have to be there for them, and you're often not, but doesn't mean you should punish your teammates for it. Speaking of doing your job, you just got wards. You should probably back for all your wards and then getting the sweeper. Whenever you get this, you should get this, the sweeper. There's not much else to do now. Bot side, tower's gone, dragon's gone. You could drop your 1 ward and then go, but you have to go. Like, what are you doing? You're gonna leash blue? You're not even leashing blue. You got, okay, got the ward, now turn back. What are you waiting for? Looking for play mid? The only play mid is walking up to Zed and healing him. That's only like play I see happening. Again, this should not be happening. And it looks good because it works, but it's not good. And this is an inconsistent play. You're relying on your enemies to fuck up, right? To make a mistake. It should not be happening. Literally, the only thing you should be doing is walking up, healing, backing off. If Zed really wanted to, he could get that kill on his own, right? Because the moment you did this guy would be walking off. He'd be going off and he's gone. See how he walked out of this way? He could have walked out this way. And that's it. That's the end of the play, right there. That's it. But he's an idiot, so he fucking walked into your Q, Andy. He just needed to eat one of those, and then he was gone. You're like, okay. And then that's it. So the rest of this was... It's not realistic. It's not happening. So there's no point being there. Also this. The barrier. I probably should have talked about the barrier a long time ago. Probably at the beginning of the video. But, sure, let's talk about it now. So barrier, I know it's like what the pros do, and it's like the meta build for Soraka. Again, Soraka is a hyper carry support. What do you do at hyper carries? You fucking CC them, kill them like instantly. Like, do not let them do their thing, right? So because of that, the pros, they know Soraka needs to go down. That's why pro Soraka players get barrier, and they really like play defensive on their themselves. Right, the team is focused around protecting the Soraka because the Soraka will protect the whole team. But this shit doesn't happen this low elo, so the barrier doesn't do that much. This is more in low elo. It's more of a shield for your own mistakes, you know. So you should, in my opinion, if you really want to like learn better positioning and like what to do, where to be, like not even where to be in a fight, but where to be on the map. Fuck barrier, take exhaust instead. That'll help you with your teammates more. It's just more flexible basically. It'll help you more with your teammates, so potentially the Zed here didn't have to die if you had exhaust. You could have exhausted. You could have exhausted the Fiddlesticks, come back healed. That way both you and Zed would take less damage. And then your Q was on cooldown when he died, but exhaust would have slowed down the damage. You could have healed, then Q'd. You would have healed yourself, and you would have healed the Zed more. And then you'd be fine in this exact scenario, right? But the barrier, I think you only used it once, at least once notably, and even then it was like it was not a do or die situation. So it just saved you some health. And I mean, you're Soraka, you regenerate health. You should be regenerating health constantly with your Q. So I think until you start seeing champions that like, or players that just gun for you in fights, like assassins, or like, fuck the mid laner, fuck the AD carry, I'm going after the Soraka specifically. Until then, barrier is not the best option. I think exhaust would be better, or ignite. Possibly heal if your AD carry doesn't take heal. If you both have it, then it's kind of awkward. But barrier is just, you know? Like, you should take care of yourself with your abilities and your positioning. You don't need barrier to do that. So hold yourself, I think, personally. If you want to learn faster, learn more effectively, you should hold yourself to a better standard. And fucking just... If you're gonna die because of your poor positioning, then just like take it and die, you know what I mean? Like, don't use barrier as a crutch, I guess. That's just my opinion. That's how I like to play. I like my Soraka is more like high risk, high reward. But yeah, I mean, it's up to you. If you feel like you need the barrier or you just want to stick to the pro build. I know you said you're a jungle main and you're just playing Soraka, but that's just the way I would play it, but it's up to you. But it really isn't, it for sure isn't as effective as it is in pro play. But if that's what you like, then yeah, take it. Okay, speaking of decisions, another thing I would consider like a crutch on a Soraka is the Moby boots. That just, right, like a Soraka should know where to be in a fight. They should see a fight coming ahead of time, and they should not only be there on time, but they should be there early, set up vision, shit like that. Take away any resources, right? Take away any plants, right? If there's gonna be a dragon fight or something, I would try to tell my teammates, get that, I'll ward this, I'll take that, I'll take that. Anything, you know? Give the opponents like literally 0 things to work with. Give them, clear out all the vision, so everything is just darkness, and they're like, fuck, what do we do? Right? That's how early you should be. And you don't need the boost to do that. You just need to think ahead a bit and know your shit, know ward positions, which I just told you. here, here, maybe there. And we'll pink ward in the pit for sure. Yeah, the mobility boots don't help you get there, they just help you get to places where you're supposed to be at. But if you're just there, then you don't fucking need the boots. So personally, I would take the Ionian boots. They're the cooldown boots, because it's just more cooldown. Again, this goes back a bit to the runes. You have it, yeah, this thing. I believe your final build this game is Athene's with Locket, right? That gives not much cooldown reduction. That gives 10% plus your this. Eventually that's gonna hit you. You're gonna have 20%. With my build, I have Redemption, which is 10. I have Ardent Sensor, which is 10. I have this, which is 10, so that's 30. And the boots, which is 40. So just off 2 items and boots, I have 40. I have max cooldown reduction. And again, Soraka hyper scaling healer. That's like huge on her. So I'm not saying do my build always forever, but it's in your best interest to hit higher cooldown reductions earlier. Maybe not earlier, but you want to hit the max, and your build doesn't do that because you go Locket second, and Locket second just isn't that good. You need to get it later, but I'll talk about it when it happens, I guess. Also, you are talking about not being where you should be. You shouldn't be here. This is not your money. Someone should be here for sure, but not you. You should have probably been topside, helping whatever the fuck this is, or maybe mid. Like, you should have been topside around here, okay? You could have helped this, or you could have helped mid, or you could have warded this area, because Herald is coming up, right? Herald's coming up. About a minute is a minute-ish is about the time, like how early you should be to something. So, like I said in the dragon example, like this is how you set it up. You should be about a minute early to set this up. Minute 30, that's fine too. Just set everything up. And while you're doing that, oh hey, I can help here. Oh hey, I can help here. Oh hey, I'd spot the fiddlesticks. I should ping this guy or do something or just fucking run away. You know, this is not your money. Again, your money is up here, setting up vision, clearing wards, getting objectives, possibly getting a pick, saving plays like this, not just farming. It's 80k's job. I'm gonna tell you some bullshit that Koreans do, and everyone knows Koreans supposedly the best. If you don't know what to do, you like, okay, you're back to base and like shit's happening, you don't know where to go. Koreans, what they do is they just run down mid lane, and as they're walking, they look at the map and look what needs to be done right now, you know? So a Korean player might see like, oh, this could be a gank, this could be, I probably need to save this, or these guys are gonna shove it this way, right? That's what they're saying. They quickly analyze like, okay, which one needs my attention most? Since you're a Soraka, this is probably the best one. But you might see this and be like, okay, well that motherfucker's dying, so this is probably the next best one. Because it's gonna, right, they're at a tower, it's gonna take them a while. So you're like, okay, well this motherfucker's dead. So time to do something here possibly. And that's how you make it there. That's how, right? Using that line of thinking, of that, like planning, you would be topside-ish, right? So even if you didn't know the correct play, which was warding for Heralds, which would have put you topside, all this, or all this, then using the Korean line of thinking, you should have been by mid or by top, right? That's like the best plays to make, I guess. And if neither of them work, then hey, you're in position to ward. You should ward. I don't know if you heard people say this, but people say junglers are secondary support. Well, guess what fucking junglers do all the time? They're constantly timing shit. They're constantly trying to look at the timers and have smite ready and, you know, plan this shit in advance. That's part of your job too, my dude. It's not this. This is your 80 carry. And hey, look, he died and he's coming back and he's coming for that money. But you just soaking up the experience here, like that's fine enough. But the problem is you're trying to take it, right? And there's arguably more important things to do. Remember I said 13 kills is or 13 minions is a kill? You know, how far away is that Draven? 2 kills ahead and some experience, you know? Lucian could have benefited from being solo down here, and your team could have I mean, they did fine, but they could have benefited from you being up here. Or warding. Or warning them from fiddlesticks, you know, shit like that. Looking at things positively, it's good that you're getting CS, but again, that Q, that's bad. That auto's bad. The auto's bad. And that auto's bad. Thank God you didn't take the fucking cannon, but Jesus Christ, my dude. Just let your, like, stop starving your AD carry. Make plays with your team. Look at the fiddlesticks top side. You could have done something here. You could have helped save Herald and he would have gotten a charge and it would have been set up for the next Herald and you could have taken so much, you could have gone so much up here, right? What you get? You got 3 fucking minions and you spooked the bot laners. That, like, dude. Yeah, this is the right idea, right? You see shit going down mid, you head there, right? That's, yeah, this is not good. I don't know what you're planning to do here. Like, you are not an assassin, right? You're not gonna jump at this fool. Should have gone whoop, back here and stood here and healed Zed. Like, it's a miracle this man didn't come at you, because he would have fucked your shit up. Okay, let's talk about that ward. This ward just doesn't do anything. This, I take back. This doesn't do nothing, but I think one here and one there would be better, because this one, I don't know how long, not very long. So that one's gonna die out soon, so I'd like to have a vision here. Because all the wards you've been placing, like this one and that one, and the ones you put here, they're super short notice, and that's not the kind of, that's not good vision. This is fine, not like at a pinch, but you have time. You saw a bunch of people mid, right? And if you're scared to do it, like, throw your Q, or if you're even too scared to do that, then throw your E. If Aerie flies out, someone's there. If Aerie doesn't, then you're good. Just, or the very edge of it, or just out in the open. And you can get these two if you're brave enough. Otherwise, just ward here and get a pink here, which I don't think you've ever bought a pink. And you have definitely enough money. So you should have been doing that, but yeah. And you look at the map. I'm gonna assume that you're looking to ward the dragon area, but you probably should have seen this happening when you were back here. But that's fine, especially because, like, if it's your mid laner or top laner doing that, it's kind of like, okay, like, don't do that. But it's your jungler and dragon's coming up, so that's kind of important. You should look out for shit like that, you know. Just throw your E. Heal. You're good. You didn't. Oh, okay. You didn't need to ult there. you super didn't need to ult there. Hey, this would be a good time for you ult right here. I don't know if you know this, but let's read. Wishes, right? Calls upon divine power. Blah blah blah. Heal to all allies. Wishes power is increased by 50% on each champion below 40% health. It's a fucking massive heal. Soraka ult should be used at, like, the last possible second. Pretty much. So you wait until the most amount of your teammates are below 40% and then you hit heal and basically everyone's gonna be max health. It's like a high risk, high reward to it thing, kinda. Because you risk some people, like, dying if they take too much damage too fast, right? But if you do it right, like, ooh. But when you did it just back here, it was just super unnecessary. Because you heal him, right? You didn't even heal. You just ult right away. How much does your heal do? 284. It's almost as much as your heal. Cause I don't know. I'm sure Athene's probably did something. That ult that you just did slightly more than your just W. So that ult was super unneeded. Just literally just W, and then 2 seconds later, 1.6 seconds later, you would have just W'd again. He'd be fucking fine. Again, ult is a very, like, emergency button. This is ult time right here. Not even here. Here out of Q, do you have Q? Q, and start walking this way. Slow him down, you get a speed boost, run down this way. Now, just before that, ideally, but you probably couldn't see that coming. But, like, more around this time would be ult time, not when you're back here. And this happens because you totally ditched him. You could have healed him more. Even without the ult, you could have healed them more. And luckily, you guys get away. Well, you don't, but you eat here. You should probably queued here when they were, like, in a choke. Okay, I don't know if you saw that. We just got this thing. Oh shit, I could do this? Okay, you just got this thing. That's super bad. This thing should not be your thing. You should get the sweeper, the red one. The one Vi has. This thing. Get the Oracle Lens. It finds wards, so it denies vision from other people, and you get money and experience from taking down wards. It's just it's huge. It's huge. This thing is for... Basically, that thing is for when supports and junglers don't do their job warding. Someone like your mid or your AD carry can use that shit ward to ward something far away that's unsafe, right? Like, let's say this area, let's say, right, heralds up and you want to get vision of it, but oh, it's too dangerous, right? What if someone's here? What if someone's there? Oh, I don't want to risk my life. Fucking use the blue ward to throw it down. But you're the support. Your job is literally to risk your life getting fucking wards, right? You can use your Q to, you know, walk up here, Q the bush. Oh, nothing's there. Okay, walk up here, Q that bush. Oh, nothing's there. Walk up, E this bush. Oh, nothing's there. Ward, 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 right? Do not get the blue one. Nothing's shit for you, because you have wards. You have actual wards. You're just not using them. Okay, this is a little dangerous because you don't have vision. And I think that's fine. You could argue that he's, cause here's the thing, this Pantheon, he's a support, he just got Yomus, he's not, you can just heal whatever damage both these idiots have if you had your ult, or exhaust, but I think I would have saved E for Mal's ult. You should try to do that. Identify like key abilities, and you spend your E on that, not just, oh, they're in trouble, hit E. Try to, if I saw the jump, I would have Q and then just healed Zed and just stood there, heal Zed. Your heals very fast, and you don't even have much cooldown reduction, do you? You got 20%. Remember, my build around this time would have 40%, so I'd have like 1 second healed, not even. So don't even, yeah. There, this is E, or the Q E, not E, whatever. Or at least heal. You didn't spend heal. And your heals are getting big, right? 280. That flash was so wholly unneeded. So you could have healed at least twice, I think, here. One when you were here, one when you were there. Probably two when you were there. So that would have been, yeah, about 820 health you would have given Zed. You don't think that's enough health to live this? Personally, my favorite build is I don't like Athene's on Soraka, because I think she just does a lot on her own. I don't think she needs like a big burst heal like that. I think Redemption would have been better as second item, or even a first item. Redemption on the Soraka is basically like a second ult, so that would have been big. Exhaust would have been big. Just you healing, literally just hit W, that would have been big, right? Just barely. Jesus Christ. Then right here, heal, go back in. Like you saw Vi go in. This guy uses safe. This is not an issue. You need to go help the Vi now. But you take a while. You were here. Take a little while. You take 2 seconds to walk there and then walk back. You know what I mean? So you get there kind of way late, and you don't commit. Like, you are fine. You're okay. Your Q will heal you. Walk up. Guarantee. Like, just go in, dude. You shouldn't be scared of fighting. Look how long she lives without you. You know? She should have gotten at least 2 heals from you. And then this would have been your third. Yeah. I should have lived. Zed should have been healthier. There. And this, yeah, this is not some shit. Yeah, you running. Yeah, that's just slow reactions. You know, here, Q. No, you should be pinging him to know. If you had ult, this is a reasonable fight, but you used ult on yourself. This fight should have gone a lot better. Just everyone should have been, your whole team should have been healthier, even without like Redemption in my build. Yeah, just work on hitting Qs more consistently. Your Q will heal you a shit ton. It's a surprising amount. 108 per Q but you get a revitalization or whatever, the rune I told you, that will increase healing power, right? And if you take my build, you get Ardent Sensor and Redemption, both of which are Forbidden Idol items, which give you plus 10 heal and shield power both. So you'll have a shit ton of heal and shield power. So this 108 heal from your Q to yourself would be actually way bigger, because regeneration counts as a healing. So you'd get like huge heals, actually. So really work on hitting those Qs. It adds up a shit ton, dude. And you can pass that on to your teammates, right? So everyone here, fucking probably none of your teammates here should have died, I think. This is why I don't like Athene's, because it's just one big heal. But Soraka doesn't do that. She's constant healing. It's like a Vayne, but for healing, or like a Kog'Maw for healing. So the one big burst heal, I don't think you need that. Soraka's heals are ridiculously big already. And you don't even have, you have one item essentially, and you're building a tank item that's not going to give you ability power or cooldown or shield power. So you have 30 ability power, right? Like Ardent Sensor, Redemption, they just give you so much more healing. So I don't think Ardent is needed, or an Ardent, Athene's is needed on Soraka. A lot of people like it, and I get that, but I mean, you could do it too. But personally, I think Forbidden Idol items in general, Mikhail's Crucible is amazing. Those are better, at least as a first item. And you could say like, oh, it's Lucian's fault, he should have been there, but you could have done more. I don't think I really do think like none of your teammates should have died here. They should have been healthy, because if they got low, then that's when you would have used your ult, not when Yasuo was about to hit you with a tornado, which you could have. I mean, it's hard to train it takes experience, but you could have noticed that tornado was kind of gonna graze you, or just kind of miss barely. The build needs work. I guess now I would say we'll talk about the build later, but I guess I've been talking about it. So let's talk about why this is bad. So one, Athene's, the only magic damage is Fiddle and Malzahar. This Malzahar is probably not going to be in range to ult you, right? He's kind of more stopping, he'd be more like stopping these three. Because she's jumping in, he's probably jumping in. He's going to be ulting one of those. I'd be super surprised if even a more like skilled Malzahar player were to catch me with his ult. Like, that should not be happening, period. And you should be saving your teammates from his ult. So this Malzahar with you in the game, with a Soraka in the game, should just like not be that big a threat. Not even because this guy did bad, but he just shouldn't be a threat, because you just E and then you're good. Your teammates are good. So the only other threat would be a Fiddlesticks, but something like an Exhaust or your Locket or Flash, you're saved. You know? So there's no need for magic resistance. I'd really like this later, and I think not only would I like it later, I would do it more against like assassins that do big like damage, you know? That way you don't have to waste an ult for a Talon Q or some shit, you know? I mean, I'm sure Talon would ult and then Q, but whatever. You don't have to go ult for ult against a matchup like that, or like a Katarina. In a situation like that, I think Athene's would be better of an item than, say, like a Redemption that's super slow and takes forever. The big one is the Locket, because it just doesn't do anything for you. Much like a hyper-scaling AD carry needs items and gold to do shit, you need experience and some items to do shit. And Locket isn't going to do it for you, because Locket, the shield that it gives you and your teammates is based off health. So the more health you have, the bigger the shield you're going to get from it. But the problem with that is Soraka's healing takes away percentage of her health. So if Soraka has more health and you heal, you're going to be taking more damage, and you're not going to get necessarily a bigger heal, you know what I mean? Because your heals are based off ability power. Plus 14 damage, that's based off bonus health. Where's your health at? You get this thing, right? You get 70 health off this. That's where that red 14 comes from in the Locket's description. That is garbage, my dude. That's why items like Redemption and Ardent Sensor and Mikhail's Crucible work with Locket, because they give heal and shield power. Locket is a shield, so it gives you a bigger shield, and the runes, the revitalization, that gives heal and shield power. So that all these things add to locket. So that's why I in my build specifically, I get 2 idle items and then locket third if I need it. If not, then I get some other, I get like twin shadows or some bullshit, I don't know. But locket is usually just like fucking godlike. But in your build like this, Athene's doesn't give heal and shield power. It just gives, you hurt people, you get big, you save up for a big heal, right? And it says like it's been doing it. It's did like over 1,000 heal so far, which is big, but it's not gonna do anything for the locket. So your locket's gonna do, that's your locket shield, 244. That's not a lot. So that's why I don't like your build right now. But boom. So this, I don't know what you're doing. What did you use ward? You warded this. This one, I don't know what this does, because we saw the Draven up top. There he is. We saw him up top, like here. Let's take a look. Because people are here, towers, right? Literally, your team is just waiting on minions here. Like, it's reasonable to assume that a fight might break out here, because you guys were looking. They were literally fighting. There was a skirmish down here. That's why you need to heal her, right? So there's a potential fight going here, and whoever wins this will get either a tower, and potentially Baron. So you need to pay attention here. I don't know why you're running off this way. And I totally missed the Draven over here. But whatever, he was up there, there he is. But regardless, you need to focus on this. So running out this way is just not in your favor. The only thing you could do, like want to do up here, is get vision on Baron. But this is more urgent. This should have been done previously, like just a minute or 2 or 30 seconds ago, whatever, just earlier. This is more urgent, and this ward just does nothing. Yeah, let's talk about this fight. So first of all, you should have been like here or here. Right, this would have happened. E, heal, lock it. If you got caught on it, lock it. But since you weren't, you would have ulted. Also, redemption would have been nice. Even if you were messing around up here, redemption would have helped. This vibe was a little. This was a bit much. It's super sad that she got ulted under tower, and you weren't there to stop it, and it really wasn't ready to stop it either. And oh, that was just a combo. Yeah, you could have done so much in this fight. You just had to be there. I'm not even gonna. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you just weren't there for it, man. So let's talk about. I mean, I already told you the fucking Korean thing. Go down mid, figure it out. But you kind of just like, oh yeah, hey, I see money, and I bet that's what you were thinking, cause then I see all this shit, and you're like, oh shit, there's something I'm supposed to do. You know, it's my job. I'm supposed to be doing this. You should have, like, the instant you died from this fight, you should have been like, oh hey, dragon's coming up soon. Right? Not fucking now. Also, this word does nothing. So, I mean, it's good that you corrected it, but oh boy, you need to be there so shit like this doesn't happen. Shit like that doesn't happen. Thank God you ulted, but boy. See, look at your heal. He's got a healing reduction. What's it called? Grievous Wound. I always forget what it's called. Like, this is Soraka's power, and you're not even at. You could have had 20% more of cooldown reduction, right? This is what happens when you're there for a fight. So you need to really, like, really hone in as a support player on being there for objectives preemptively. You know, things that could help. I think Soraka is just good for this because she is so squishy and she is so important. So dying while setting up vision is like super notable. So it's like a trial by fire kind of thing, but Soraka can teach you to like set things up safely, securely, and then win an easy fight because you just have way more vision and shit like that. If you don't want to do that, someone like Bard would be good because he just moves super fast with his portals and chimes and shit. And because his heals, you need to set up ahead of time, right? You literally need to predict. Oh, there's probably a fight gonna be here, so I'm gonna put my health packs here, and wait for them to grow and shit like that. So I think those two champions in particular will teach you as a support player to like really set your shit up. So yeah, just other than that, it's just practice. You just need to know. And I've told you for Dragon Ward here, maybe here, at least have control of this area, either with this ward or just by being here, and pink the pit if you're on your side. If you're on blue side and you get to fight this way, then you for sure want a ward there, have a ward here, and then pink, and control the pixel bush. Baron is the same shit, just mirrored. So yeah, there you go, that's your warding guide. That's pretty much what you need to know, dude. But like, you see how good this fight turned out compared to the last one, just because you were there? And even then, you were there late, but you were there. And that was only possible because you used crutch boots over here. If you had the other boots, this shit would have been horrible. But you need to be there, right? It's not like, oh, thank God I had these boots. You as a player should have known that you needed to be here. Your team was here for it. Why weren't you? You were one of the first ones to die, so you should have been there. Right? So you stay for the tower, you get gold, that's nice. Dragon's up. There's 3 enemies down, and one person, either one of these, could probably solo the dragon. You're fucking dead. You don't need to stick around. Right? But you do. Where'd you go? There you go. Yeah, you don't need to stick around. For the crab, you don't need to stick around. While you're starting dragon, you should have been backing. Just get your health up and get your wards back. And then set this up. Set up the next thing, right? That's support's job. You gotta be there early. This you need to clear. There's that you need to take away. There's that you need to take away. Need a ward. There. Pink this. Or sweep this area and then pink this. And don't use that. Keep this thing for an emergency. Right? Because after you put all your wards and shit, you're gonna want back here and then go back to base again. Get more wards. Because the enemy team might come in, sweep, and take care of your shit. Then you want to come back with more wards, right? And if they do take care of all your shit and it gets dark, then that's when you're going to want to use this to like scan a wide area and be like, okay, where are people at? Where are their wards? Clear those if you can, and then slowly, more carefully this time, set up vision a second time. That's vision control. That's how you get free fucking barons. You gotta be there early, and you weren't. That's a potential play of like knowing what to do. You know, that's how you make your money. That's what I've been talking about. Alright, here, you need to stick with this Vi, because it's super dangerous for you to be here alone, so thank God she's here. Even if she wasn't here, you'd have to do this either way. You'd have to die for the vision play sometimes, dude. But you do the ward and you back off. You notice how she popped this? She wants to spot wards. You need to be there to like help her take it, so you can hurry up and find the next ward that, which there is none, but you don't know, you need a scan, and you need to help auto the wards. Also, you get money and experience from it, so there's no reason not to. And you would have been here for this, and shit like that. You need to be there. This is all you get, and you wasted the thing. Let's see how strong the Vi is. She's fairly strong, but that Yasuo is kind of insane. So I don't know if you two could have fought that, but you two definitely could have stood your ground and at least covered this area. And quick tip: if you stand like here-ish, you can ward over the wall. It'll get you vision of this. And yeah, because it's an Infernal Drake and the wall's burnt down, then putting a ward here would probably be better. But if the wall is closed, then putting a ward here and then one there-ish. That's pretty good. That's good enough for the Baron Pit. Just make sure you clear this. But yeah, all this, I don't know what you're doing, but you shouldn't be looking for jungle camps. And please tell me you're not looking for top money. You are. You're heading there, aren't you? I knew it. Look at what your team's doing. This is what you should be paying attention to. This should have been way easier with your Q slows and healing the Zed with your Q, empowered Q, would have given him a speed boost. And that Zed wouldn't be this low, and if I had to die. Hey, that's your jungler. Guess what jungler wanted to do, right? Jungler has smite. This is huge. Their jungler's still up. This is a potentially game-losing throw that you've kind of enabled your team to do. You didn't have to ult, but sure. You need to go back. Yeah, you need to go back for the Aurelia. Yeah, no. You need to like go back and just heal her. E, heal, run. Both you and Aurelia take the plant. Get out of there. But again, I'm not saying it's your fault, but all this shit could have been prevented. Why? Because you backed early. You got all this vision. You would have, instead of being weird and choosing all these weird fights and people being, oh, should I jump in? Should I not? Can I take this guy? You should have just seen it, and then your team will be like, oh shit, right? Like, check this out. Look at this map. Imagine, right? Imagine if there's a dragon play in this world here. Everything's dark, right? Imagine if the map looked like this. Just everything bright, everything colored. How fucking easy would the game be if everything was this bright instead of this dark? Well, that's what wards try to accomplish. You just have to put them there at the right time. You know? How easy would have all these fights have been if the map was this bright? You had the time to do it, and you have the wards to do it. You just have to do it, and do it safely. And you had a moment, because during Dragon, 3 people were down. That's the burden of not being a support. People have to, oh shit, money? I need to get this money. Is it safe to get the money? I don't know. Supports don't need to worry about that shit. You're just like, oh, there's a thing? I'm gonna fucking focus on the thing. Do all this shit while everyone's doing fuck off, whatever they're doing. So, because you didn't set up all this shit and your teammates died, right here you're running from the Mals that someone teleported, whatever. Mals teleported. Boom, right here you're safe. You're totally safe. There's no way they're chasing you, right? You need to do stuff, right? These two are looking to fight. You have vision. You should have wards. If you don't have wards, you need to go back, get wards. You need this is your main focus right here. Securing this thing, or at least preventing the enemy from getting it. Don't worry about how heavy bot is pushing right now. This is your domain at the moment. You need to take care of it. Let's see what you do. Quadruple speed, because it takes a while. And here, this is when you start doing something again. That whole fucking time, I timed it. Fucking 2.5 minutes. You literally did nothing. You're just running around the map. You didn't get money. You didn't get a vision. You didn't help teammates. You didn't do shit. You didn't make a play. Literally nothing happened. The closest thing to like something happening down here, when you thought about warding for Lucian, who's way up there. I guess you did this. Good job. You placed a useless ward that's not gonna help anything. With your Baron, with your domain, you need to do this more. You need to check on this more. You need to put wards. You need to clear this. This thing's, why is this still up? You need to find something to do. Even if you don't know what to do, you need to think about it. And it's simple. Just think of like what's most important thing right now, and deal that. If it's defending inhibitor, then fucking sometimes you gotta do it, right? If you think someone else can do it within like a couple seconds of you being there, of you getting there, fucking leave them do it. What's the next most important thing, right? That's like what you need to think about. You need to set things up. So even if you're not like, oh, I'm not the jungler, it's not my job to take Baron, it's your job to help them set it up. It's not your job. The only play like you shouldn't be prepping, and even then you can, is like with waves, right? Because you could set up like a fast push or slow push or whatever, do something. Those are the plays you probably aren't going to be doing. You can. I've done it before. But there's other things you have to do. You know, don't wait until something falls into your lap and be like, oh, hey, something to do, finally. You need to actively look out for these things. Like here, right now. You saw that, what was it, Malzahar? Yeah, you're like, fuck, let's go get that guy. Right? Why weren't you thinking about that shit in the Baron? During the Baron play? Yeah, I don't know. You just need to think ahead, man. Again, I know I'm throwing a lot of shit at you. You don't have to learn all this. It'll take you a long time, potentially. You could take years to learn all this. really. It took me years to learn all this shit. So again, just a reminder for fucking telling me catch my breath because my throat hurts now. Remember, this whole thing isn't like a one-time deal. You can talk to me in the comments or on Reddit, whatever. You can add me on game, in-game if you want. We can play if you're in NA. I'm pretty sure you are, right? I don't know, fucking. But yeah, we could figure it out. I'm just telling you all your mistakes that I noticed, basically. So some things are more advanced than others, obviously. But you can work at it, right? Just save this video somewhere, some way, somehow, save the link or something. And just slowly work these things into your play. You don't have to do it all at once. And you fucking shouldn't. You're gonna overload yourself. But yeah, if you need to leave timestamps in the comments or whatever, or if you want me to leave timestamps in the description and I'll chop the video up for you, you can tell me. I'll do it. I'll chop it up. If you were like, hey, I watched until 30 minutes into this video today, can you save this for me? I'll be like, okay. 30 minutes into the video, save it, and literally in the video, like the red bar, it'll be like a chunk and be like first viewing or whatever. You can tell me to do all this shit. I'll do it for you. Like, it's not a problem. So just take your time learning all this shit, because I know I'm throwing a lot at you. I mean, because the thing is, a lot of this shit can bleed into jungle too, right? This is a league thing. I'm teaching you how to play league, not necessarily support. The more you know more about the game as a whole, the just better player you'll be. So this is important to know, even as a fucking mid laner. I don't know. I just want to take a moment to tell you not to panic. I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but we can work on it over time. Don't worry about it. Okay? I've kind of been bringing this up little by little, but now it's time to talk about it finally. This super bad habit of yours of leading with your E that can screw people. Your Q is way better. I don't know if you remember a long ass time ago in the video. I don't even know if it's gonna make it in the video. I said that your Q is a better poking tool. And what I mean by that, it just does so much. Remember? It slows the enemy. It fucking hurts. It heals you, speeds you up, and empowers your healing. It speeds your teammates up. 6 things. It does 6 things for you. And it's in 4-second cooldown, and you don't even have max cooldown reduction. You know? It's a really, really good button. It's a stupid good button. Your E, it's a pretty good button too, but it's on such a long cooldown. Even if you were to max it, it doesn't matter. Your Q is like the thing you're gonna use. Save E for specific instances. That's how pro players work. That's how, like, if they do something kind of crazy or kind of, right? If they do something, it's because whatever opposition they imagine coming at them, first of all, they're capable of imagining what's happening, right? Or what could happen. They know the limits of their champion, and they know the potential of the enemy champions, and they know their options, and they know what they can handle, what they can't handle, and they'll play around these limitations. So your E is such a massively important tool that you shouldn't be throwing it out there. You can get away with a lot if you save like your flash and your E, for example. You can get away from pretty much fucking anything if you save flash and E, unless you like get one shot. But yeah, that's just positioning. You should just use your Q whenever you want to do anything. You want to check a bush, Q. You want to start a fight, Q. Want to fucking check vision on this, Q. Anything, use your Q. Do not lead with E. Why? Because, that's why, right there. This is the reason. Sometimes you don't even know. If it's the Yasuo ult, you saw the tornado, I would have probably hit E there. If not, then, because he was kind of a long distance, I don't know. If not that, then like Mao's ult, right? If not that, then Fit ult. If not that, you saw that spear land, you're like, oh shit, that's Pantheon. Drop the E, right? Pantheon lands, the E pops, he's snared, gives you time to run over here. This is probably the best position if you want to just like slide by Yasuo, right? But you don't, and hey, look, literally 2 people jump on you. Even through your ult, through your everything, you use lock it, ult, barrier, you're dead. Why? Because you used E over here on Draven that was just walking versus something that was actually threatening. They could have stopped. like realistically stopped. That would have singled him out, or prevented him. It would have singled Yasuo out. You would just jump on this 3v1. Who was it? You, Aurelia, or you, Vi? I don't fucking. 3v1, and then you just turn around and fight the Pantheon. That would have been. I mean, like, luckily your teammates are this strong. Like that Aurelia is kind of big. That Vi is big. Everyone's big except you two. I mean, you're Soraka. It's late game, so yeah, you're big. Alright, here, I don't know, we're starting blue buff. You just don't do that. Straight up. So yeah, two other things you could have been doing. Baron, still up. Or Lucian, keep him safe. This motherfucker's been pushing real hard. I don't know what's up with him. He needs to not do that. Why? Because you can't see. So if you want him to help him keep him safe, ward the area, probably boom, boom. Maybe here, I don't know, you can't really like, it's not realistic to like get a ward here, but that'd be ideal. So like boom, boom, I guess, and just like stay around the area down here, and just make sure Lucian doesn't die. But most importantly, I think the Baron, because fuck Lucian. Lucian's the weakest member on your team, so whatever. I think Baron's the right play. You could have also done been with Lucian. Fucking jungling is not. Yeah, you should be backing, getting wards. Yeah, there you go. Do you have wards? Yeah, you have wards. Okay, then you should have been warning this whole time. So I guess good job. You finally realized you need to do warning. This emergency vision, there you go. You're scared of, she was scared of walking into darkness. Pop the plant, no longer dark. Okay, so you see what you're up against. Drop some wards. This guy's nutty. But okay, yeah, I would have tried getting some wards, and once I saw this, I'd be like, oh shit, fuck the wards, like this is more urgent, right? But I saw this, I'm like, okay, nothing's happening, right? And I would have at least gotten a ward here, at least over here, drop a ward, or over here, drop a ward somewhere here. And then reacted to this, and now I'd be heading back with my teammates. I would have instantly turned here, and I would be backing, because I'm like, okay, I place wards, I need more wards. You have money for pinks? Pink wards, they're control wards. I call them pinks because that's what they used to call them. I would have been backing forever ago to get more wards and buy pink wards, and you should have a sweeper. But yeah, I mean, I guess you do that, but I think you did it because you're low health. I think if you had higher health, you wouldn't do this. But still, it's good that you did. Okay, your team's kind of crazy for starting it right now. Okay, first of all, you led with E. That's bad. That's a Q. That you hit him with the Q, it slows him down. Then maybe you could use your E, right? Second of all, you don't want to fight this. You don't want to fight this. Two dudes coming at you, like you don't want to. You shouldn't be standing in this bush unless you had like multiple people there. But these people came here, you know what I mean? They weren't ready at first, and shit like that happens. Even though you did get a root, it's bad that you lead with it. Cause hey, this would have been a better time for your E. You know what I mean? This maybe would have been a better time for your E. I mean, everyone lives, right? Yeah, everyone lives so far. You should not be chasing. Fuck that. You should be. Everyone lives, so that's good. But hey, if that Pantheon was more fed, or if that Pantheon was actual support, E on yourself would have been really nice, wouldn't it have been? What the fuck is this guy doing? What the fuck is that guy doing? I think you didn't need ult, but whatever. You did it. It's good. And then that's game. They literally forfeit. Hey. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I threw a lot. Normally, I would like to do some like recap or some shit, but fuck it. My throat hurts, and I did a lot. So just recap yourself. Fuck off. But yeah, if you have questions, concerns, whatever, email, Reddit, YouTube, comments, whatever. So yeah, hope that helped, guy. See ya.